Hi everybody, it's Anne here from annshappystampers.co.uk and I'm just back with another tutorial. And today's Sunday and I'm not going to be doing simple Sundays anymore. Starting from next week I believe I'm going to be doing what I'm going to be calling seasonal Sundays, which is just going to be like, you know, Christmassy things from next week until sometime in December. So that's what we're going to be doing. Right, today I've got a really cute little project. Now, first of all, it's not my original idea. I have seen some of them on Pinterest, and there is a YouTube video I saw by a lady called Mandy Makes and Mends, and I believe she's a demonstrator as well. And I didn't follow her measurements and things, I just devised my own, but it is her idea, so you know, it's not mine. And basically I've made a few here because I think they make great little thank you gifts. And inside I've got a little notepad, some little sticky notes, and you can also refill this. When it's empty, you just slide a new one back in the little pocket. And I get these from Wilkinson's. I've been using these probably for about 6 or 7 months now, and they're great. You know, you can cover them as well, or you know, make them for one of these. And it's hardback because it's made from chipboard. Now, it's the chipboard that you get with your Stampin' Up paper. They always put like some hard chipboard on the back and front just to protect the paper, and it's basically just that, but it does make it, you know, lovely and sturdy. And I just think they're so cute, and I've made them in a few different designs. They've all got the sticky notes and the padding. So that's what we're going to make today, and I'm going to make this one in different colours. Now, I'm not going to say every single piece you're going to need now. I'm just going to do it as we get to it, just to save a bit of time, because all the measurements are on my blog anyway if you want to check them out. But the first thing I've got is the chipboard, and you'll need 3 pieces of chipboard, 2 pieces which measure 4 by 4.5 or 10 centimeters by 11.4, and a piece for the spine which is 4.5 by 1 inch or 11.4 by 2.5 centimeters. I've already gone ahead and put some score tape on the back, and I'm using Marina Mist, and this piece needs to measure 11.25 by 6 5/8 or 28.5 centimeters by 16.7. And the first thing we're going to do is score this on. We're going to score it at 1 inch on all 4 sides, or 2.5 centimeters. So just take your scoreboard, and I want this to be on the outside of the book. Yeah, this is going to be the outside. So, and I score it the DSP with the larger end, and just gently, because you don't want to rip it. So 1 inch on all 4 sides. Okay, and that is that. So I'm just gonna excuse me, gently fold. Can find the fold line. Okay, so taking our 2 pieces of chipboard, take one piece first, and I'm just going to remove the backing. Okay, and what I'm going to do is the score lines that I've got, I'm basically going to butt it up to the score lines and get it nice and level. Just check it's okay, and just stick that down. Okay, and I'm going to take the other piece and I'm going to do the same. Well, actually, before I do that, I'm going to just lift this paper just to give it a bit of a help it fold, that's all. Just press that up against there. I think if you've made mini albums and things, you'll probably be okay with these. I mean, I've never done a mini album before. I want to, but I've just never really got round to doing it. Okay, and I'm going to do the same. I'm going to put this up . 2 sides. Why is it? Can be quite tricky, this, especially for somebody who hasn't really done this kind of thing before. Okay, and then the spine, the way I'm doing it is, whether it's right or wrong I don't know, but what I just do is take the backing off and then I just basically line it up so there's like an even gap in between each side. And just stick that down. Okay, and then I'm just going to run my bone folder down the middle of here, and I'm just going to fold that round, same with that one. Okay, and then I'm just going to give these a fold round now, and then what I'm going to do is take, where's my tape on? Yeah, take some more tape, and you want to put it all the way along all 4 of the sides, okay? Okay, and last piece of tape. Like so. And then taking our scissors, what we need to do is we need to cut diagonally on all four corners, but we need to leave, if I can show you here, so I would say cut about there. Okay, so leave that. I mean, like I say, if you make mini albums, or you know, you might have a better idea or know what you want more than me, because like I say, I haven't done them, but I just think this is really cute, and it did turn out really nice as well. And then I am going to peel off the backing. So I'm going to do the little sides first. And then I'm just going to press that down to the other side. If I can get the backing off. Okay. And then these little corner bits here, what you need to do is kind of push them round the side, so you can see I've kind of pushed them round there, so that when I fold this up, it'll give you a nice neat corner. Okay, and just do that on both of the pieces, and then take the backing off, and then we're just going to press up and secure that down, and you can see you've got nice neat corners now. And then do the same with this piece, just fold them in. Peel the backing off, and there we go. Make sure that's nice and secure, and then I'm just going to go in this gap with my bone folder again, and as I'm doing that, I'm just going to gently ease this up. Okay, do the same with this one, and then with a bit of luck, there we go, that closes really nice. And now we're just going to do a little bits inside. So I've got a piece which measures 3.5 by 4.5, or is that right? No, actually I'm going to forget that. We're going to do the spine. So this piece is 1 3/4 by 4.5 inches, or 4.4 by 11.4 centimeters. And this is just going to go in the middle to cover the spine. Okay, and then all you want to do really is just try and get it central, as central as you can really, and just stick that down. There you go, and then press that down, and then you want to find those little grooves again and just go down with your bone folder. And then we're going to gently lift this up. And same with this side. Okay, and then there we go. So now I've got a piece which is 3.5 by 4.5 or 8.8 centimeters by 11.4, and I'm just going to take the backing off and attach this to the inside just to cover the chipboard. Oops. And I'm just going to line it up with the piece of the spine so it's nice and straight, and stick that down. And I think I've just gone over a little bit, so I'm just going to trim that back just so it's not sticking out the top. Okay, stick that down. Okay, and then I have got a piece which is 3 inches by 3.5 or 7.6 by 8.8 centimeters, and that is going to go just here on the bottom. Okay, so I'm going to peel the backing off. Oh, that's sticky tape. And again, just line the side up with the piece from the spine and attach that to there. Okay, so I've stuck that down, and then I've got a little piece here which is 3.5 by 2 inches or 8.8 by 5 centimeters. And I've got a 1-inch circle punch, and I'm just going to punch probably half of the circle out in the middle of the paper, and that's going to be a little pocket which is going to go here, and I'm going to stick it on the reverse of the design, and you need some really thin tape for this. And I'm just going to put it on 3 sides, the 2 sides and the bottom, so that they can get little things, little receipts or whatever, in and out the little pocket. Okay, so peel the backing off. And then that is going to go just down the bottom here. Like so, and I haven't stuck it totally flat, so it has like a, you know, a little lip there. I've just kind of stuck that a little bit further in so you can actually get things in and out the little pocket. And then I've got a piece of Marina Mist card which is 3.5 by 3 3/4 inches or 8.8 by 9.5 centimeters, and this is going to go about there to actually pop our little notepad in. And again, we only need tape on the 3 sides, so again I'm using this thin sticks to tape. And just make sure you stick it right in the corners to get the notepad in and out. And like I say, you get them from Wilkinson's, and I've been using them for ages now, months, and I just think they're great. They're so cheap as well, but you know, they're just a great little notepad. Okay, so peel the backing off. And I'm just going to pop this, probably roughly line the side up with that spine piece again. And then I'm just going to stick that about there. And I need to pinch a notepad actually, because I haven't got one out ready. So it does go in, it's just this one's a bit tight. So there you go, you can get your little notepad in and out, and you can just trim the side off to help it go in and out easier. Okay, so there's our little notepad in, and then to decorate it I'm using kind of eclectic, and I'm using the sentiment and the butterfly, and I've got some Whisper White, and I'm actually going to heat emboss this with silver powder. So going to wipe this off first. Take the Versamark and I'm going to cut it out with one of the layering ovals. There we go. And we'll actually, while we're there, before I do that, I've also got a scrap piece of Marina Mist, and I'm going to wipe this over. I'm taking the butterfly and some Versamark. I'm going to stamp the butterfly, and I'm also going to emboss this with silver powder as well. Okay, so we'll quickly heat set them. Oh, just caught that one with my finger. I've just rubbed some of the powder off with my thumb. Try again. Okay, don't they look really, really beautiful? That looks like really, really textured now. Okay, so I've got the elegant butterfly punch, and I'm going to punch our butterfly out, if I can actually get it in. Okay, so just get that nice and straight, or as straight as you can. And then I've already cut out a scalloped oval from Marina Mist, which was that one there, and then I've got a normal, the next size down, and I'm just going to tape this down with a bit of removable tape. And I'm just going to run this through my little machine here. Okay, there we go. And like I say, those are from the Layer and Ovals, which it's the second one in and the second one in from there. Okay, and I'm just going to glue this on with Tombow. Okay, get that on there. There we go. And I've got some dimensionals ready, and I've got some Whisper White ribbon, and this is what's going to keep our little folder closed. So we need to cut enough off to be able to tie a bow. So I reckon, yeah, about that much. And then what I like to do is get a little bit of tape and just put it along the spine at the side, and I think it just like stops the ribbon from dropping off. So I just basically eyeball the centre of the folder, which I think it's about there, peel the backing off, and then I'm just going to judge it from there, take my finger away. There's nothing too technical about it, and I think that's about the centre, and it just stops the ribbon from dropping off when, you know, people open it. Okay, and then I'm just going to tie it in a bow, which I think it looks beautiful already. The Whisper White goes so nice with this Marina Mist and the silver embossing. And I think these would be great little teacher's gifts, you know, for Christmas. Okay, just sort this bow out a bit. And I'm just going to trim that one a little bit. And I want to have a little sentiment on there with some of the dimensionals. And that is just going to go roughly where I think the centre is, like so. And then the butterfly, I'm just going to take excuse me, a little glue dot and just pop one on the back. And I think I'm going to pop him just there, like so. And then I've also got some of these little enamel shapes in Marina Mist, and I'm going to put a little heart just on the top of there, like so. And I think you'll agree they are just so cute. And like I say, it isn't my original idea. I did see this on Mandy Makes and Mends. If I remember, I'll put a link to her channel in the description bar below. But yeah, I think these are just gorgeous. And like I say, you can put sticky notes in as well. I haven't done it on this one I made. I totally forgot about them. But yeah, I think they're gorgeous, and they're really sturdy, because obviously it's with the chipboard. And if you haven't got any of the chipboard from the Stampin' Up paper, you can buy it from eBay. I think I got some from there last year before I joined Stampin' Up. But yeah, so I hope you like them, and I'll be back again on Wednesday with another video. Oh, and my nail varnish, it's actually a colour changing one. It changes 3 different colours. It goes light when it's hot and dark when it's cold. But I've got a can here and I'm just wondering if I can make it. Oh yes, you can see, look, where I've had me fingers on the can, it goes cold.